Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of Voices for Voices TV show and podcast. I'm your host, founder of Voices for Voices, Justin Allen Hayes. Thank you so much for joining us. Thank you so much for all the support uh, that you've given us from the beginning. We can't thank you enough. You can give us a big thumbs up, like, share, subscribe, comment. That would help us greatly. All things that are free to do as well. If you're able to monetarily support Voices for Voices, we are a 501(c)(3 charity. All donations are federally tax deductible, and you can do that at your convenience. If you have the Venmo app, you can find us at Voices the number four, and voices. Voices, the number four, voices. Or you can head on over to voices, FOR, voices.org. That is voices, FOR, VOICES, voices, for voices. The four is spelled out, .org. And at the very top of the page, you have the option if you'd like to uh, support our show, support our mission, our vision, and we can't do this without you. You've gotten us this far, and we are very grateful and humbled uh, to see all the new faces, the new ears, as well as the those of you. Uh, Thank you from the beginning. It's been quite a ride so far, and we plan on continuing that. So we've had some pretty hot weather here, which is good. Uh, it beats the alternative in my opinion. And with that comes the things like yard work and the like. And it's interesting because uh, when I was attending college, when I was home on summer break, I would be working at a local golf course, and we would be mowing the grass. And golf course, for those that don't know, some of the grass is super, super, super short, and some is a little bit thicker. Uh, and and so when I got home uh, from that, because you spend 8, 9 hours a day, 6 days a week, uh, it kind of was in my mind of, well, I just spent all day mowing grass and weeding and planting flowers and spinning the sand in the bunkers. And, uh, the last thing I want to do is mow grass, coming home. Well, now, being uh, an individual with us, with my family, we do have a little bit of grass. Uh, it, it's not by any stretch a big, big piece of grass, if we're talking space-wise, but we are a little bit, I'll say a little bit, uh, we're a little bit hilly, from front to back. And and so with the weather being warm, uh, it's time to mow grass, time to weed eat. Uh, some of the some of the weeds have gotten super tall. I don't remember last year. Uh, but in any event, so instead of yesterday doing a little bit and then a little bit today, because there's a little bit of weather that looks like it might be coming in. So wanted to get the artwork done today or by today. And so me being a procrastinator at times, yesterday and today being one of those, uh, it was super hot. It was this crazy hot, really humid, and it was uh, it was a chore to mow the grass, doing the weed eating. Again, we don't have a huge plot of grass, uh, but in any event, what I've had to learn is to pace myself, no matter how big a piece of grass or a piece of yard, acres or uh, if you're at a golf course, a lot, many, many yards and many, many tee boxes per hole. And uh, no matter how big or how small, it's important for all of us to just be mindful and to take breaks, that it's okay to take breaks. And that's something I did today. Uh, Again, if I would have broken up, part of it yesterday, part of it today, then I would have still taken breaks because it was still really, really hot and humid yesterday as well. And I've noticed and realized with um, certain doctors' recommendations, uh, their part of it is not to be out in the sun a whole lot. Uh, Not meaning I can't go out in the sun, but just to sit out for hours and hours. Which when I was younger, if I had that ability, I would spend a lot of time, whether that was vacation or playing outside, which it seems like is a lost form of art, given, the screens that we have. Uh, Everybody wants to come home from wherever and turn on the screen, look at what's going on, and it's the whole business model. These phones when they came out, they're addicting. They're addicting. Uh, they wrap us in, different social media apps and others. Find ways to keep us scrolling, keep us clicking, and all that. So it was actually, no matter how hot and humid the weather was today, it was good to just get outside and not have my screens for a couple hours. Uh, it felt real good, more level setting. Um, Even at times, kind of like in a meditative state because I was focusing on walking and mowing and being present in the moment without a screen. And I even didn't have my headphones in, which I usually do. Usually I'll have some form of headphones, whether it's, the wireless, um, over the head earphones or whether it's something like, an AirPod. Uh, and I didn't have that today. And that was a conscious decision to make. And it might not seem like a huge deal to you, uh, but to me, it was, again, just time where even though it was hot, even though it was balmy and sweat, and I was sweating head to toe. And when the weed eater came out, little clippings of grass covered my arms and legs. It was nice to just take a step away from the screen. And so that was very, very good for me. It doesn't take all stress away. I don't know that we're ever at, zero stress, but it took some stress away because it'd been some time since the last time, well, when we mowed last. It may have been even before we had taken a few days away. Uh, I'll say, luckily, in a way, the grass was dried out quite a bit, so it hasn't been growing at the clip it usually does. Uh, so from like a length, like a length tall. Uh, it wasn't super tall, but I could still tell it needed it. So that was good today to be able to do that. It was also good to spend time with family at at a pool where we just hang out and yeah, just spend time again, change the scenery again, away from the screens. And so that was nice. And the other thing was nice about, I say, the last couple days here. Here in the United States, we just celebrated Independence Day on July 4th. For those tuning in from somewhere other than the United States. So we had a little bit of extra time away from work, away from uh yeah, let's call it that. It was also nice because, and I can't overstate this enough, it was nice for me to attend mass. And so you say, well, we went to church. Well, church is the physical building. Attending mass, a service, that's the actual time spent at the physical building. Or if you're tuning in virtually, uh, similar, just as far as terminology. And on some of the weekdays, this past week or two, I'd find myself actually waking up early, which anybody knows me knows I love my sleep. And sleep is very important for us human beings, whether we are sleepy heads or not. But I found myself waking up earlier than usual on some weekdays and attending mass during the week. And it's another grounding experience because it's putting things in God's hands, but being able to share that more attending mass, if that makes sense. It may or may not. And and so for me to go, it helped me get into that. I'm just a speck of sand. God's running the show, not me. No matter how much I want to, or I feel I am, or that I can, I'm not. And none of us really are. There's certain things where, oh, well, I decided I needed to go pump my gas, or I decided I needed to go charge my car. Those are conscious decisions, and those are things that we have a little bit more control over. But if we look at things overall on a day-to-day basis, some of us won't wake up tomorrow, will pass away for whatever reason. Could be a disease, could be something we've known about or something we don't. And so for me, anytime I can think and put life in perspective of one day we're here, another day we're not. And so for me to give more of my time to God, to be at a place of worship, to pray, to meditate, to sing the psalm, don't have to be perfect singers at all. It's just about singing the words to the psalms, to the songs. And so all that to say that's something that's been helpful as well, whether it's a conscious decision or whether it's more of a subconscious, like, well, I'm awake. Why don't I go? I don't have a good reason to say to myself, no, you probably shouldn't go today or don't go today. If we have a doctor's appointment that presents a little bit of a predicament, but many days we don't. Many days we don't. And so whether you have the same beliefs, similar beliefs, religion, spiritually, faith wise, or not, it doesn't matter because at the end of the day, we're all human. I will say, for me, not only is going to mass a spiritual time, but then, as I talked about earlier, about removing ourselves from screens for time, time to time, and how that's good for our health and takes our mind off the screens for a minute, 30 minutes, an hour, 20 minutes, whatever that may be. And so it's helpful in that case too, because for if it's a weekly mass or like a daily, Monday through Friday, the time spent for the service between, 30 and 40 minutes. On the weekends, it's a little bit longer. But again, these are things that, fall off the horse, uh, or fall away from these, whether it's, the weather when it's cold and dreary out and, we feel like just curling up and just wanting to stay warm. And I know the weather affects everybody, right? When the weather's nicer, when it's sunnier, in general, where you feel a little bit happier. That's my experience. So I guess the point is when we're able to, whatever form things come in. I talk about going to mass and uh, spiritually and, meditative state uh, and that, today could be my last day on earth. This could be the last show, could be the last minute, could it be the last seconds? I don't know. Nobody knows except, in my opinion, God. Jesus being the sinless one, not me, not you, but him. And so when we look at things at that high level and making the best out of the time we have, again, it's easier said than done. When you're doing it's kind of like, well, look at me, look what I'm doing, look what I did. And some of that might be coming off on this episode. I don't intend for it. I think it just does. I just in general feel better when the weather's warmer and able to get outside, even if it's for a little bit of time, and even if I'm sweating, and or whether it's being at the pool or whether uh, it's away from the screens. And we need the screens from time to time, but it's okay to not feel like we need them. That life is still going to continue for the phone. I mean, unless the phone is uh, ready to be recycled for a new phone. But in general, as we find, what I found, we go on vacation or what have you, and we spend an hour or 2 hours, maybe more, during that time away from the screens. And then when we get home, back to where we live, life still has continued. And so that to me is very similar to when I'm no longer here on earth, life for others is going to continue. The world's going to keep spinning. Gravity for a good bit longer is going to be here. And so to bring, some of these thoughts into the forefront, I think is just helpful. It's helpful for me to talk about. It's helpful for me to share. It's helpful for you, for others. Because for many of us, this is not groundbreaking. This more just kind of confirms we already have a good understand or a solid understanding. Nonetheless, talking about it reaffirms in our mind, in our body, our soul, physically, mentally. It just helps us manifest some things that are a little bit healthier and getting outside, getting some exercise. We're able to. Again, I'm blessed that I have, you know, two arms, two hands, five fingers on each of my hands. I have two legs, five toes on each. Uh, that I have my eyesight, that I have my hearing, that even if my hair is turning a certain color we don't want as we continue to age, I have that. I've so many things to be grateful and thankful for. And I think our world works in such a fast pace that wants us to talk faster, to think faster, to do things faster. That I'm the first one to admit I take a lot of things for granted. Not because I want to, not because I want to say I'm better than anybody, because I'm not. I'm not. And so it's good to be thankful for the small things, because if we don't have the small things, it's going to be really hard to do the big things, even harder. And for me, to take it from me, and give it to God and say, you know what? Again, I'm just a speck of dust, a speck of sand. And so I may do things that I'm like, oh yeah, yeah, that was great that I did this or that. I don't get to take those with me when I leave Earth. Just like I don't get to take possessions with me. And so when we think like that, for me, for our organization, it helps ground me in the organization that life's bigger than just me. No matter how much we think it's all about us, it's not. A very small amount is maybe about us for a minute or two or some few seconds. but it's not at the end of the day. And so for me, for voices, we come from a spot, an area of truly wanting to help others. Because if you would ask me 20 years ago, in my final days, what I would think about versus now, 20 years ago, it would have been all about Justin, all about what I did and what I did and what I did. Now, it's more about I was able to positively impact and help people, help inspire people, just be hopefully a comforting voice or face to see, to hear, to watch, to view the shows that we do, the videos that we do outside of our in studio and out of studio episodes. Maybe a reassuring voice of, you know what? I'm going to continue on. You know what? I do have support. I support you. Voices for Voices, we support you. In whatever endeavors you have and that you are and that you're going to undertake, no matter how big or how small, we support you. No matter how big, no matter how small of things that we're doing or projects we're working on. So that's my message for this particular show. I guess I subconsciously have thought this way. I just haven't said it. And I don't know why. It's taken me over 270 episodes. And again, I don't know why. I don't know how. All I know is we at Voices for Voices, Justin Allen Hayes, we support you. If you're going through great times, we applaud. Keep it up. Do what makes you happy. Help others. Pay it forward. If you're going through a really, really down time, it's okay. We've all been there. Some of us are there right now. It's okay. You're not alone. We support you no matter what. Keep going 1 second at a time, 1 minute at a time, 1 hour at a time, 1 day at a time. Again, take solace in the small things because we don't know what's going to happen in 5 years, let alone in 5 minutes. But what I can tell you from my experience, that it's hard. This life is hard. And there's so much negativity, so much divisiveness out. And so when I say I support you, our organization supports you, I really mean it because somebody somewhere is supporting Voices for Voices, is supporting Justin Allen Hayes, is praying for us, all of us. And that's something I started to do is not just pray for me and what, again, not what I want all the time. I pray for me and the whole world because we're not alone. There's somebody at this very instant going through something very similar to us, whether that's at the top or whether that feels just like we're at the bottom. You're loved, you're loved, and you're loved, and you're loved, and you're not done yet. There's more for us to do. Again, and for me, God is guiding me. I'm here for a reason, not just to have this show, not just to be somebody who founded an organization. There's so many people who have gone before us. There's people that haven't had a chance to be born. And so for me to act like, oh, well, it's all about me, and that it's only about me is just selfish because it's not. There's a reason why I'm here. There's a reason why you're here. There's a reason why we're all here. So be ourselves, do the best we can. If we see somebody in need and we're able to, maybe we can assist them in a small way or a big way. And don't stop dreaming. Whether you're 14, 44, 84, 27, 21, 52, 65, never stop dreaming. Don't let anybody ever tell you that it's too late to dream, that it's too late for what may seem impossible. And at the end here, let's remember to not our will be done, not my will be done, not your will be done. It's thy will be done. It's God's will. It's Jesus' will to be done. And thank you for joining us. Thank you for tuning in, wherever that is. And lastly, we just want to say be a voice for you or somebody in need. And God bless America. God bless the world. And God bless every single person, past, present, future, who has the opportunity or had the opportunity or is going to have the opportunity to experience life at some level. So God bless us all.